You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, the only place to get an uncensored take on all things pro wrestling. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the hot fucking commodity, Antsy, and today you are joining the recap of our Friday Night SmackDown from December 20th, 2024, live in Hartford, Connecticut. Connecticut is my home state, the home state of the one and only hot commodity, so great fucking times to be had. This was a tape show from last week, so I knew that there weren't going to be a lot of matches. I really fucking hate when WWE does these tape shows because nothing of importance tends to happen on these shows. They basically book like 3 matches and everything else is promo. But I will say this is a pretty decent episode of SmackDown. So to kick it off, the Bloodline is in the ring. So it says Roman Reigns sat on his boat with the Wise Man and challenged me to tribal combat. Leave everyone at home. On January 6th, I will still be your tribal chief and have the Ulafala. After I beat your ass, Roman Reigns, you can sail back to the island of irrelevancy and acknowledge me. That's when Drew McIntyre comes out. So it says, Drew, I gotta admit, I was happy when you kicked my brother in the face last week. Drew says, I'm going to make this quick. Solo, I want to know, when you lie in bed, do you wonder when I'm coming for you? You cost me the title at Clash at the Castle, but you were the only one in your family who had the balls to stand up to Roman Reigns. I start taking out the OG Bloodline members, and you take out Roman Reigns for good. Once that's finished, we finish our business. And then Jimmy Uso comes out of nowhere and attacks Drew McIntyre with a crutch. We saw Drew attack Jimmy last week. And then before the Bloodline can do anything, their opponents, LA Knight, Andrade, and Apollo Crews immediately come out. Let's talk about this promo for a second. It was interesting and cool to see Drew come out because Drew is a combustible element, right? He's talking to Seth Rollins. He wants to destroy the original Bloodline because he thinks they're bad. Technically, he's not wrong. This Bloodline really did some fucked up shit in the past. But Drew, I think it's time to get over it. CM Punk fucked you over. You lost that match. So I really don't think that Drew McIntyre has a leg to stand on. However, Jimmy Uso did get some revenge and did use that crutch to attack Drew McIntyre, and we will see what's going to happen down the line. So our first match of the night, we have the Bloodline taking on LA Knight, Andrade, and Apollo Crews. Andrade dives onto everyone on the floor. LA clotheslines Tama Tonga. Apollo Crews lands a frog splash to Tonga for a 2. That's when WWE United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and lands a Kinshasa to LA Knight over the announce table. Solo hits a spinning solo and a Samoan spike to Apollo Crews, and the Bloodline get a victory here. Clearly, we knew the Bloodline was going to win this one. You can't have Solo lose momentum going into January 6th, the Raw debut on Netflix. I will say that it was interesting to see Shinsuke Nakamura attack LA Knight. He wants to end LA Knight in general, and I really don't think that Nakamura has anything to prove, though. Like, he defeated LA Knight, so I don't understand why the fuck Nakamura is attacking him. You've already beat him. Try to fight someone different or better than LA Knight, but that's just my opinion. Next, we see Kevin Owens. He's giving a promo saying he took the Wing Eagle title because he deserves it. You don't want me to snap. What happens next is on all the authority figures in WWE. I have a feeling that this is going to turn into a fucking feud between Kevin Owens and Triple H or Nick Aldis, because he's basically saying, what I'm about to do, I'm injuring these wrestlers because of you guys, and I would want to be the blame for that. And I think that Owens is going to get too rough with the wrong person, and shit's going to hit the fan. But Owens, you should fucking remember when Stone Cold Steve Austin fucked you up a couple of years ago at WrestleMania. Don't mess with the old guys. We then get the Grayson Waller effect with Braun Strowman. Braun comes out dressed as Santa with a Christmas bag, and he tosses gifts of t-shirts out to the fans. Grayson Waller says SmackDown is scary backstage. He wants Braun to make an alliance with them, the Brains and the Braun, and then Carmelo comes out. Carmelo Hayes says, everyone knows last week I wasn't ready. I might lose, but I'll never quit. Let's run it back, you big Santa bitch. And then Braun Strowman tosses the fake trees of the Grayson Waller effect their setup, he tosses out of the ring, and we have our next match: Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Strowman. Carmelo botches a between the ropes DDT, which definitely will be on fucking Botch Mania. Respect to that show. Carmelo Hayes lands a Hurricane Rana. Braun Strowman tosses Carmelo Hayes into the ring, but Carmelo Hayes gets the count-out victory as Braun does not make it back in the ring after the 10 count. The Grayson Waller effect really made no sense. We haven't seen Waller in theory for a while on SmackDown. This is just a way to get Braun Strowman out here on camera. They should have utilized A-Town Down Under better, but that's what WWE fucking does. They make people champions and they pretend they don't fucking exist anymore. But this whole Braun Strowman versus Carmelo Hayes, I'm not really interested in it. I do like the idea that Braun is big and that he won't always win due to quickness, but Carmelo Hayes is no threat to Braun Strowman at all. Candice LeRae and Nia Jax tell Tiffany Stratton to stay backstage tonight during their tag team main event match. And this looks like we're going to see a turn here. Tiffany Stratton is getting treated like shit by Candice and Nia. And I would like to see Tiffany get the upper hand. They're definitely putting her in that babyface role. And I'm a big Tiffany Stratton fan. She's sexy and she's a great wrestler. So kudos to Tiffany fucking Stratton. Braun Strowman then confronts Gargano and Pretty Deadly, asking them where Carmelo Hayes is, gets in their face. But Carmelo Hayes attacks Braun Strowman in the back with a steel chair and runs off. Clearly, this rivalry is going to continue on through the new year, but Carmelo Hayes better get eyes in the back of his head because the monster among men, Braun Strowman, is going to fuck him up. Next, we have Alex Shelley taking on the new WWE Tag Team Champion, Johnny Gargano. Alex lands a flying knee to Gargano's arm. Shelley hits a sliced bread for a 2. Tommaso Ciampa comes down and distracts Alex Shelley on the top rope, which then has Chris Sabin come out to confront Ciampa. Gargano rolls through and holds off Alex Shelley's tights after a roll-up, and Johnny Gargano steals a victory over Alex Shelley. Clearly, the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, their rivalry is just getting started here, and I do like this heel team of DIY. I wasn't expecting them to turn so quickly, but I do like seeing Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa as the heels. They're badasses for fucking sure. Although I do wish we would hear No One Will Survive. That's just a hot-ass theme song. Main event here, WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and her new partner Naomi defend against Candice LeRae and the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. Bianca hits a buster to Candice LeRae. Candice lands a code breaker and Nia hits a Samoan drop to Bianca Belair. Naomi hits a springboard dropkick to Nia and a Super X Factor to Nia for a 2. Naomi powerbombs Nia Jax off the top rope and Bianca hits a 450 splash for a 2. Tiffany Stratton then comes down. Nia Jax asks Tiffany for the briefcase. Tiffany hands it to Nia. The ref catches it. Bianca dives onto Nia Jax on the floor. And then Naomi hits Candice LeRae with a split-legged moonsault. And Naomi and Bianca Belair retain the WWE Women's Tag Team titles here on SmackDown. However, we're left wondering what type of fucking shit Tiffany is going to get for this. Although Tiffany didn't do anything wrong. You know, Nia asked for the briefcase, Tiffany gave it to her, and Nia got fucked up. So I really don't blame Tiffany or think she's in the wrong here for this incident. But with that being said, we have come to our conclusion of SmackDown coverage. For me, the biggest moments of the night were seeing Drew McIntyre get attacked by Jimmy Uso and him kind of lay of the land to Solo Sikoa, saying, after you take out Roman and I take out the original Bloodline, I'm coming for you. And also the ending where I wonder what's going to be next for Nia and Tiffany. But with that, I've covered all of SmackDown. We got a couple more episodes, Raw, SmackDown. We have the Christmas special, which I'll be dropping on December 25th. I'll be covering some Christmas moments, just talking about the holidays. I also have the Slammy Awards coming out on December 30th. Get ready to hear our announcements for the top male, female tag teams in WWE and NXT, top matches and moments of the crazy year that was 2024. I can't believe we're already almost at the end of it, with Christmas being a couple of days away. With that, if you like what you fucking hear, make sure you support this podcast. I'm doing it for 4 years now. Your support means a lot to me, and your likes and comments also do. So make sure you leave a comment. What do you think about this episode of SmackDown? What's next for Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton? plus what's next for Drew McIntyre and the Bloodline. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell on YouTube to stay notified. If you want to hear us on Spotify, you can. Check us out on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay safe and stay fucking uncensored.